Look at this lovely boardwalk. Wonder who built this boardwalk. Beaver Dam Trail. A blue blaze is not the same as a white blaze, but here we go into the woods into fall. Very nice treadway to this trail. Good afternoon and welcome to the Beaver Brook Trail. I forget the name of it already. Here's the video.
Parker Dam State Park.
Parker Dam State Park. Welcome to Parker's Dam State Park in Pennsylvania. Today is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day. And beautiful fall day, nice cool weather, not hot. And yeah, we are Stick the Eagle and we are hiking westbound? Something like that. Not north?
Not north.
We're not hiking northbound on the Appalachian Trail.
But we are hiking.
We are hiking and it feels so right hiking again, doesn't it? Just hiking in the woods.
People were meant to be in the woods.
People were meant to be in the woods. I just feel much more myself when I'm in the woods. Especially with friends too, but just even when I'm by myself in the woods, just feel much more like myself. It's great hiking and the cool weather. He said that cool weather is one of your favorite seasons, right?
It's the best time of year to go hiking. No heat, no humidity, no bugs.
And you like hiking too, quite a bit.
Yeah, I do like hiking.
So,
you could say, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm fond of hiking.
We're both very fond of hiking. That's how we met. The left here. Follow the blue blaze. There's a trail. Have the snow trail over there.
Sorry, ski trail.
Yeah, ski trail. There are a lot of ski trails in the AT too. This honestly feels like it's the start of the hike a little bit more. The cooler weather, February, March, etc. Very pleasant to hike on.
Cold nights down in North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina, we had, even in Georgia, I had that 22-degree morning at Blue Mountain Shelter, which is the first exposure to that really cold temperature, which I talked about in my live video, talked about then too, how felt really cold that night, but we didn't wear all of our layers, so we learned about that. The hottest day, I think, was in Pennsylvania. It was 94 degrees walking through those farm fields that I did it. What was your hottest day?
Gorham.
Gorham.
0 in Gorham.
I was reading his comments in Gorham when I was at the hostel there in Gorham, and we were saying how it was super hot, and I was looking outside, and it was like, oh, it's pleasant. It's fall. It's September. It's like 50 degrees outside.
It felt nice when the afternoon thunderstorm came through, and it cooled down to 90 degrees.
It cooled down to 90 degrees. That was one good thing about my hike, being put on hold back in June, because I missed that heat and was able to do it in the fall. So I think it worked out really well.
Did you have many mosquitoes up in Maine?
No.
Black flies?
There were not like any black flies in September.
Yeah, that's the way to do it then.
Which was great.
Mosquitoes were so bad up in Maine.
Have you guys recognized who this is yet?
It's Nichols.
I think everybody who followed has recognized you by now, but Nichols is back.
Hello, everyone.
In the Stick the Eagle vlogs. By the way, have Philly represented here. Another win against Dallas last night, so that was huge.
Yeah, Dallas sucks.
Don't alienate my Texas fans if I have any Texas fans.
Nope,
though.
nope, guys. It's one of those geocaches.
Oh, geocache. Did you know geocaching was one of the last merit badges they ever earned?
I found so many of these just by accident.
It's a geocache.
I think it's one of them.
Yep,
Yeah.
looks like it.
This is like the fourth one I found by accident. Hike to Parker Dam, April 18th,
2021.
You know, I was in this area on that exact day.
I used to do geocaching in Boy Scouts. Sign the log. And then you have to note it online as like a geocaching website.
Wow, this is kind of sad. There are 2 entries in here.
It is 11/11. It's Veterans Day. Are you signing Nichols?
Nichols passing through.
Nichols passing through, just like the AT vlog. Nichols passing through. I was reading so many of those comments like a month or 2 later. Another entry of Nichols that I found ahead of me. I'm always looking for those entries of Nichols. And Stick the Eagle is my log entry. Where is Frizzle? Here in Pennsylvania. She's probably in Massachusetts or New Hampshire somewhere. But hey, Nichols signed right before me. Usually he's months before me at this point.
This is a letterbox. It's not a guidebook, but we signed it anyway.
It's a geocache, as you said.
It's a letterbox. For more info, go to letterboxing.org.
But you know, when AT thru hikers find
And we find a book in the
a book in the woods, we sign it. That's what AT thru hikers do. And Nichols had the eye for this one.
They didn't do a very good job of hiding it.
Some beautiful scenery here. It's not that green, but there's different types of greens around. Nice new bridge too.
Pennsylvania Wilds.
Pennsylvania Wilds.
Be in your tent. Otherwise, you would have been eaten alive.
Nichols is telling me about the water in Maine and mosquitoes.
Southern Maine was flooded.
You know how dry it was for me. You guys tell how dry it was for me. That was remarkable. But that's the difference. That's the difference. The difference between hiking Maine in June and in September is so drastic. At least it was this year. Another benefit of how my hike worked out, hiking fall in Maine. It was just beautiful. Dry trail. Not a drop of rain during the day, which I kept thinking I was going to jinx that. But I didn't use my pack cover since that day. I was day 119 on the side of Mount Adams in Edmonds Cole. It's the last time I used that. No flooded trails, no black flies, just a really nice environment. This is a really nice trail too. Some road noises, but this is probably the longest hike I've been on since I left Katahdin. Really enjoying it.
No headlamp required.
No headlamp required. Yeah. I summited Katahdin 5:00 p.m.
Yep.
in Maine. Sunset was at 6:30. So we got down to Able Bridge Campground like 11 o'clock at night.
Nice view of the stars, though.
Absolutely wonderful view of the stars. That was a night I will always remember because of those stars.
Bugs and Bushmen. I would have had no views on the whites.
Oh, Bugs and Bushmen had no views on the whites at all. I just saw their
Very
pictures
little.
and such. Yeah.
Especially on the presidential. They didn't have 0.2 mile an hour winds.
I did on the first day in Washington, not on the second day.
And you had a little storm come through.
Little storm come through. It was like 5 mile an hour winds on my Washington day, and then it was 70 the next day. But yeah, I don't think I'd change anything either, because part of it's a learning process, or things you aren't in control, like you mentioned that day where we met up in Connecticut.
Yeah, like your original plan, we never would have hiked together.
Yeah.
Right? You were trying to finish Katahdin
By June.
By June, yeah.
Yeah, I was.
100 days, right?
120.
120?
Yeah, was my goal. Ended up being like 146. But yeah, that's why I was leading you guys in Virginia, was because I wanted to meet my goal.
Yeah.
And then I realized some point in Northern Virginia or Pennsylvania that I wouldn't reach it. And that's when I finally took my first zero.
Oh, you flip the camera. Look at all these red pines.
Ooh, red pines.
These are...
Look at these beautiful red pines.
These are CCC red pine plantations.
Professor Nichols strikes again.
Well,
CCC.
one of the best CCC museums at this park.
Red pine what?
They have a CCC museum. A whole bunch of cool artifacts here.
Wow.
All the history.
Title of today's video, Professor Nichols is back. I don't know.
We're walking on an old logging road here.
I'd believe that.
That's why we could walk right next to each other.
Yeah, you couldn't do that in the AT.
Either logging road or a railroad at one point.
Yeah, but a lot of the AT is learning process. So, like you said, you wouldn't change getting sick because we met together and hiked Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, and part of New Hampshire all together, and you ended up finishing with Frizzle. I don't think I would have changed my some of my moments either.
I wish I didn't get sick because that's brutal. I don't wish noro on anyone.
Yeah.
But the result of that is that we got to hike together for 2 states.
And that was some of the best memories of the trail. I mean, maybe I'd start with my Z-Packs tent if I did it again, instead of starting with my old tent, but it was all a learning process.
It's like gear stuff that you would change. Like I would, not necessarily gear, I would change how I did my nutrition, because I ate like garbage. I had 2 pounds of gummy worms through the whites.
Oh, it's a water source.
Who got that through?
Yep. Yeah, but all through hikers eat like garbage. Like that's kind of what we need. We need the calories.
More garbage than others. I would try and do less garbage if I did it again.
Part of the trail experience, though, on the AT is learning as you go. So I learned what worked for me and what didn't work for me and made the changes. Yeah, it resulted in a few more expenses, and if I did it again, I know what I would start with. But I'm not upset that I had to make changes along the way because it's part of the AT experience, and the AT provides the experience that allows you to do that because there's so many resupply places and outfitters early on in the trail too. This reminds me of that tree in Connecticut. Remember that tree in Connecticut? There was a picture of a duck pinned to it.
What?
Yeah, there was a picture of a duck pinned to the tree that you had the duck under. I laughed so hard at that. I still remember that.
I don't remember that.
It was right on the tree. It was like, at first I was like, why is there a picture of a duck just pinned to this tree? And then I was like, oh, I get a duck under this. And I was like, wow.
Where in Connecticut? Because I was dying for a good 10, 20 miles.
Before I met up with you.
So that's like all of Connecticut.
Southern Virginia was when you guys had that McAfee knob picture together, I think. Yeah, I took mine with Bloobs. He took my picture on McAfee knob, Bloobs. But when I was racing ahead and you just said that you were trying to catch up with me.
Virginia was just trying to catch up with Scott.
And North Carolina was me thinking that I wouldn't be able to keep up with like bugs and bushmen, and kept seeing them over and over again.
Spooky woods here.
Spooky woods. Spooky woods.
Hemlock. Dense hemlock.
I really feel like I'm on trail again. I feel so different just being with Nichols here and, you know, getting some familiar face of the trail. I feel like I'm just hiking the AT again. Makes such a world of difference. Just being out here. Need to do this more often. This is the bear can I brought down from Katahdin. And guess what's still in there, Nichols?
Oh, two of them. Which one?
That chicken Alfredo pasta.
You could have kept going on the international Appalachian Trail in Canada.
It's still in there. Now I'm saving it for foothills, but I want to eat the chicken Alfredo pasta on the AT.
You could do a foothills yo-yo and make it.
You could. So, though I didn't take all of that up to Katahdin with me, I did put a few of it in my bag to not take up, to not carry up, but I still had it with me.
It's full.
It's not full. You could fit a few more granola bars in there.
It's full.
It's not full. You know what? Last time I was with you guys in Vermont, you and Frizzle, you like to swim at beaches like this. Do you want to go swimming?
Not allowed to right now.
Not allowed to right now? I think it'd be too cold. It'd be good to soak the feet. Civilian Conservation Corps. There's a dam here at Parker Dam. Fancy that. Is it closed?
Yeah, museum's closed. Might be able to look in there.
Watch Nichols ascend the stairs. River crossing. Easy rock hop today. I think it's an easy rock hop today. Go from this rock to this rock. Plenty of dry rocks here. There's the dam itself. What do you think, Nichols? Was that an easy rock hop?
Yeah, that's an easy rock hop.
Yeah. It's like, I did all these on my hike. I'm gonna fall in now. It's beautiful out here. Nichols, you said it took an hour and a half for you to get through there. It took me 3 hours, so don't feel bad. But apparently Maine was very rainy for Nichols. Because apparently he did Mahoosic Notch in the rain too.
Southern Maine. Northern Maine was fine.
How do you do Mahoosic Notch in the rain? I guess you could stay in some of those caves for a bit.
I did. I remember sitting underneath this giant boulder over my head, thinking, oh, this is so nice under here. It's not raining, it's dry.
Stay here forever.
I don't know which way to go here.
Huh.
Never by the campground.
I couldn't imagine doing that in the rain. Mahoosic Notch. So props to you for doing that in the rain. Professor Nichols, what trail are we on?
Part of the Katahdin Trail.
Katahdin Trail. Orange Blaze. How long is it?
About 70 miles.
70 miles? Is it all in PA?
It's all in Pennsylvania.
Oh, a tent platform right there.
The western end of it right now.
We're at the western end of it. We're here in western PA. So it goes to central PA.
Goes through, yeah, Central PA, the Shannon and Elk State Forests, and the Katahdin Wild area on the eastern end.
That's cool. You know a lot about the trails in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's my backyard.
Orange Blaze, not White Blaze, an Orange Blaze. Pretty easy trail. Like you were saying earlier, none of the sharp rocks and none of the main jump off rocks. Pretty nice trail.
No ankle busters here. In this part of
No
the
ankle busters, that's
No
right.
ankle busters.
Which is good. My ankle doesn't need that.
That's the problem with the Pennsylvania rocks.
I didn't bust my ankle in Pennsylvania though. I heard it in the whites.
Oh, the whites is Pennsylvania plus elevation.
The whites is Pennsylvania plus elevation. I can see that. First, I did the same thing I did in the whites. Similar. So Professor Nichols says we're going up there to that point. Isn't it cool where you can see through the trees again? This time of year. You wouldn't be able to see through that during the summertime, but now we're at the point where we can see through the trees again and we can see where we're going. So we're going over here and then over that ridge line and up there and then back down to the parking area. A really good time of year for these hikes. It's about 55 degrees, give or take a few degrees, perfect temperature. Good weather, cool, not too hot, not too cold, not too windy either. Just perfect. Weather like this and views like this through the trees are the reason why we both started in February. Looks like the orange trail is going off over here somewhere. There it is, the Hana Trail. Cool Kuhana Trail goes that way. I wonder where its terminus is. Let's go find out.
It's a loop. If you go that way, you'll be right back here.
Can we filter this water? It's not on far out, but that'd be a good water source.
There is no far out here.
Yeah, there's no far out here. Now we start going up a little bit. This is almost like the hill going up Chestnut Knob. It's slow and gradual.
Help me out, where is Chestnut Knob?
Somewhere in Virginia.
That was way more specific.
It was a very open field where you could look up and see the stars because I was hiking it at like 9 o'clock at night.
Is that right before Burke's Garden?
Yes, just before Burke's Garden, that's right.
I do remember that.
It was a fully
yeah.
enclosed shelter. Fully enclosed shelter.
Yeah, there was a road like this going up.
Yeah, and I was hiking it at night, and it was very gradual, like this, and it never ended though. It was like going on forever and never and ever. But I just kept looking up, and I was like, "Whoa, those are amazing stars."
Got a fresh ground update 2 days ago. That section was decimated by Helene.
Chestnut Knob section was?
Yeah, south of there is unhikeable right now.
Oh, that's right after Pearisburg? I think it's right after Pearisburg.
I don't remember where. Probably managed for games somehow.
Campground. It's time to set up our tent.
Right, if this is on the state forest land, it's fair game. You can camp anywhere.
Little stiff grass places, but you can find a good spot probably somewhere over there.
It's cowboy camp this time of year.
There's the road. So we were just saying, oh, look at that view. Look at that view. Nice kind of view there.
It's your
We got the
classic PA Wilds.
classic
Gravel
PA
road
Wilds gravel road view, as Professor Nichols said. Been fun reminiscing, like being at Fresh Ground's coldest feeding ever for breakfast. 14 degrees at Sam's Gap. Woo! Where, as Nichols just said, the dishwashing water froze. You had to resort to hand sanitizer and whatever. And he said a few times that time it was the coldest feeding he'd ever done. And the other one that was one of the ones that was a surprise. Well, Fresh Ground's Cadbury eggs at Easter. You weren't there at that point. That was a nice Easter morning in Atkins, Virginia, with Fresh Ground's breakfast there. But then Maine at Route 4, I think it was, the second Tuesday in September, they had Rangeley. Yeah, they were doing every Tuesday Trail Magic, and I just happened to show up on a Tuesday morning, and didn't know they'd be there, and
You got that too.
they were there.
They had Moxie there.
I saw Frizzle and Nichols' names in there. I showed it on my blog, and that was the very last Tuesday Trail Magic that they were doing. So I was lucky to hit that. Just Trail Magic is great.
Wasn't Cougar Dude on Tuesdays too?
Yep, and we hit his first one. His very first one was the first Tuesday in June. Spineless Cougar, if you're still watching, Nichols remembers you. Do you still have the dragonfly? The dragonfly.
I don't have the sticker anymore. That one did not hold up very well.
The sticker's on my bear can still, but you still have the dragonfly.
Yeah.
That went all the way to Katahdin?
Yeah.
Did you wear it on Katahdin?
I think so. I either wore it or it was sticking out the mesh pocket.
So that dragonfly made it to Katahdin,
still
spineless cougar.
Dragonfly. I still have the boots off spoon, which is the most famous utensil in the Appalachian
The
Trail.
boots off spoon.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that hit my blog before, that story.
I don't know if I've ever, I don't know if that story's out there.
Yeah.
So, coming out of mile 300, Mountaineer Falls Shelter, I left my sports there. I was sportless that day.
I remember Mountaineer Falls Shelter. That was a really tall double-decker one.
Yeah, with the double-decker.
Triple-decker, I think.
I tent camped there.
It's right after Mountain Harbor, actually.
And had Merrill the pup visit me in my tent. Did you meet Merrill, the dog?
Oh, the dog.
Dog Merrill.
I was like, what are you calling a pup? Is it a bear?
No, Merrill the dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I left my sports there. That night.
You sure Meryl doesn't steal it?
Merrill might have stolen it. Merrill stole some of my coffee.
Oh.
Licking coffee out of my cup. But anyway, that night we stayed at Boots Off Hostel, and in the morning I had cereal with a spoon, one of Boots Off Hostel's metal spoons, and I took it because I needed the utensil, and it earned the name the Boots Off spoon. Boots Off Hostel, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry I stole a spoon. But yeah, that's the lore of the Boots Off spoon. It's the most famous utensil on the Appalachian Trail. I'm the owner. I have its picture.
You still have it?
I still have it. I have it with me today.
Today?
I'll show it later. I still use it.
Boots Off spoon.
That's my spoon.
They probably didn't even realize it went missing.
No, it was from a whole big drawer.
The only hostel I know who watches is Green Dragon Hostel. So I don't know of any other hostel that watches the video. But if you do, let me know.
I didn't stay at Green Dragon, but I heard it's very nice there.
Oh, it made my favorite hostel. That was my favorite hostel on trail. What was your favorite hostel?
The Nichols Pop-Up Hostel.
The Nichols Pop-Up Hostel.
Good.
We zeroed.
Actually, Green Mountain, their Green Dragon competitor around the bend.
Ah, you stayed there?
They were nice. They were very...
They don't have the same owners there anymore.
No, they're different though.
They're different. I don't even think, I heard they were not even being a hostel next year. They're going to be like an Airbnb.
Airbnb type. They were good. They helped me, they rescued me out of the rain.
That's good. And it was walkable from trail.
They gave me the couch to sleep on, which is nice.
Oh, that is nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was raining when I was there because we were there at a very similar time. And I remember one of the reasons why I went to Green Dragon a second time was because it was just pouring rain when I was at Deep Gap Shelter, which is just before Dix Creek Gap.
Yep.
And it was like 4 miles from Deep Gap to the road, and it was just forecast to be rain the whole day, and it was. So I was thankful to be in Hiawassee that day. Miss Ragnar, talking about people we met.
I never met Ragnar.
Hiked a lot of the Smokies with him.
Some of the same spots.
He had encouraged me on a few of the days in the Smokies that were just really snowy and frigid cold. And then he got off at Newfound Gap. He actually helped me get to Gatlinburg that day. Then I bailed out to Gatlinburg because of the Klingman Dome experience. Laurel Run. Nice creek here in the Pennsylvania wilds. This is coming from the dam. I miss just sitting down here and just feeling the water. Just sitting down on a bridge or something, or even a rock, and just staring out at the water flowing by. That's the wild feeling. I actually remember that. Bushman, I did witness that actually, now that you're mentioning it. Nichols is talking about the Bushman flop. where, as you said it, you'd find a shallow bit of water and just flop in it to cool off. Yeah. I was there, Bugs was there, Bushman was there, and then Nichols came up later to that shelter, right?
Daylight, apparently.
With daylight.
With my headlamp on.
With a headlamp, yeah. I never like criticized you for using a headlamp, I don't think, but Bugs was like, it's not dark enough. I mean, not that I wouldn't have used I would not have used a headlamp at that point, but mainly because I tried to conserve my headlamp battery whenever I could. Did never turn it on until I absolutely needed it. But that was right after Gazelle's family's feeding, which was terrific. And I was planning on going up the hill to camp with Frizzle that night on top of 3 ridges, but she ended up being by herself because I didn't have the energy to hike up there after that huge meal. Thanks to Gazelle's family again, if you're still watching. I know they were watching basically every video. It was really nice. Really good memory. With the 4 of us there at, what was it called? Brown Fork? I don't know. Something like that. The one right under 3 ridges. Shelter area.
Brown Fork.
Brown Fork? I think it was Brown Fork.
Yeah, you said Brown Fork was the pancake night.
Oh, you're right. Brown Fork was pancake night when Nichols made pancakes. Right before Route 60.
Is that Muskrat Creek?
Muskrat Creek? No, that was in the Smokies.
That was in the Smokies?
I think. One of the shelters. It's hard to remember the names of shelters. That Brown Fork was when we were so close to Ramdino. We almost caught up to Ramdino that time. He was like a half day ahead of us. And he got off at Route 60. To clarify what that shelter was, it was Harper's Creek Shelter. I had to look at my Far Out app to see my routes and my days that I still have in there. And we found a little hill here. Yellow blazes leading up the hill. So going up to see the vista now, the experience that we just had just reminds me of why I like the trail community so much, because you meet fellow strangers that you can talk to. In this case, Steelers fans. I was rooting for yesterday because I was an Eagles fan. So, yeah, they beat the Commanders who were chasing. So, it's just nice meeting some random strangers who are on trail and you can just start talking to them. I miss that about trail. It doesn't happen in life as much as I'd like it to. But it does on trail. It's a bench. Another bench. You know, looking at this bench, I remember in the time where I came across a bench and I saw Nichols and Frizzle sitting on that bench with my hiking poles. When I had left them behind that day. Vermont, yeah. Bad Bat was the AT thru hiker in 2023 who always said, if you see a bench, take a break. And now we have this great view to take a break at. And this point here is higher than any other point in the AT in Pennsylvania.
Maybe. We're still under 2,000.
Still just like 1950 or so, but the AT in Pennsylvania does not go over 2,000 feet. There's no place that goes over 2,000 feet between Bear Mountain, Connecticut and somewhere in Virginia. But we're probably higher right now than when we were on any part of the Pennsylvania AT, because that's a lower ridgeline. So cool to enjoy the fall breeze here, sitting down, enjoying the woods. That trail is where we came from, where the view was. Here we are. We are back at the parking area of the Parker Dam State Park. We want to thank Nichols for making the drive over here, and we both drove a few hours to make this happen. So it's a thrill to be here with you and do this hike, just tell stories, reminisce, and just love the day. Because sometimes just sitting in Ohio alone, it gets a little lonely sometimes, as you know, through a few of the recent videos I posted. But today it felt like I was right back on trail vlogging with you all, just like another day on the AT. Partly because Nichols was here, partly because it was the first longer extended hike I've done since...
We got over 8 miles today.
8 miles. Nichols says over 8 miles.
Over 8 miles, yeah.
So it's the longest hike I've done since I came down Katahdin on that 21-mile day. So
Woo.
yeah, 21 miles on Katahdin day, including going up and then down. So it was it was 21 miles. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a tiring day, and then did a few day hikes here and there, but it's the longest one. So thank you, Nichols. It's been a joy as we continue just going through life now and dreaming of what's next. But let's keep making these things happen.
I hope everyone enjoyed the views of Parker Dam State Park.
Yes,
It's
I do
nice.
too. And Reminiscing.
It's a good park.
To ask you the same question he asked Frizzle. Anybody you want to say hi to, or anything you want to say
Hi,
before
Mom.
we go? Hi, Frizzle. I don't know if Frizzle watches these, but I'm gonna say hi, Frizzle. But anyway, we are.
Right. Hooray for Nichols.
Hooray for Nichols! Yes, comment hooray for Nichols, like we did when the day 100 and so forth, so on and so forth.
I will be in the comments section.
I hadn't
answer
seen
any-
this guy since Hikers Welcome Hostel. Yeah,
End of June. It's been a while.
end of June, or beginning. End of June. Middle of June.
Middle of
June. I hadn't seen Nichols since I'd seen Frizzle when she came to visit, but it was great to see you.
Yeah.
So thank you for making the drive.
Q&A in the comment section.
Q&A in the comment
know,
section
I'll be
for
there.
Nichols. You have questions for Nichols? Ask him in the comment section. He'll be
be there.
replying. So this is a chance to talk to Nichols. So for now, we embrace this day.
We are on a post-AT journey.
A post-AT journey here, and we're just going to continue embracing life. So, for now, remember to embrace the journey and happy trails.